Today's video, we're going to just take a garden variety dumbbell fly at a slight incline as our exercise of choice. You can do this with any exercise you want. We've just chosen that one for today. What's important about the video today isn't the exercise. It's the execution of the exercise. What we're going to focus on is doing it in a style. We're going to perform our reps and make our contractions in a particular way to try to make them more beneficial. What we are seeking is, in the range of the motion of the fly, the points along that range that are sensed as being the most valuable to you, being the most productive, the parts of the motion that give you the most chance to grow. And I call this hot spot training. What we're doing is we're looking for the spots along the line of the range of motion that are the best for training. And what we're going to do with those, once we determine where they are, and they change a little bit day to day. Wherever you feel it, that's where you should do it. But in general, they might be the ranges of motion that are the most extreme. They might be very near the hardest parts. But what you're going to do is, once you've identified wherever the spots along the range of motion that you think and you feel in your own body can be the most work, the best contraction, the deepest contraction, the most connected, we're going to spend more time there. So if I'm doing a fly, and at about this point, I really sense that I'm getting a lot of good chest contraction, then what we'll do is, instead of just moving through that point, we'll move through it and back through it and back and forth. And these are not pulses. These are just allowing the contraction to take place, and then releasing it, and then to take place again, and then releasing it, and to take place again, and then we may move on. You feel by instinct when you're done with that spot, and then you move on, and maybe there's another spot that is exceptionally good in the range of motion that you feel is worth spending more time on. Go ahead and spend more time on it and do some back and forth, concentric, eccentric, and then maybe even a third spot. I found for myself, I can usually identify two really good spots. Sometimes in beginning sets, I might even get three really good spots. But it's easy to feel. This is easy to understand. All you have to do is pick an exercise and feel for the best portion of that range and spend time working in that range, and then move on. And it's done both eccentrically and concentrically. So she'll start up and she'll work her way down and feel, and then feel, and then feel, and then on the way up, same thing. When she finds a good spot, she'll stay there and work with that spot. She'll really drain as much growth and stimulation for the muscle as she can out of that spot. And you might find that the spots are different on the eccentric and concentric. Don't worry about that, just go by feel. So this is a good exercise to get a lot of growth in a very few reps, because you don't do that many complete reps, but you do a lot of partial reps within each complete rep. I would say shoot for about 3 of them if you can before you fatigue, but that's neither here nor there. 3, 4, 2. Oftentimes later in the late sets, I'll get 2 full reps, but I'll have done a tremendous amount of work inside of each rep by finding the hottest spots and really, really concentrating on linking up to the muscle and getting the best flex out of it. The idea here is to seek and spend time in the places of emotion of any repetition of any exercise that are the most valuable. They work the best for you. So let's see how this works out today. You're going to start at the bottom. You're going to gently flex your way out. Remember to flex from the inside of your chest and find a spot. Look for that spot. Where does it feel good? And pulse. We don't actually pulse, but flex. back and forth through it. Find the best place. And it may creep around on you. That's it. You're just trying to seek it in these first couple reps. And on the way down, feel for, when I say look for, I mean feel your way through.
You gotta speak up.
The motion. All right, feel your way through. Find where the hot spot is. And I want you to go back and forth in that spot. So where's a good tension now? Let's play with that a little bit. It's not a big motion. It's a small motion. Back down again. Get another one. Get a few of them. You decide when you've had enough. Don't worry about not getting a bunch of reps. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, rest.
I'll hit your toes.
Be careful. I'll stay out of your way. So these first couple sets are important for two reasons. One, you establish where you think the best spot is for growth. And it's important to be super aware in the beginning. As the fatigue starts to build up, you can let your awareness just go more towards pure effort, just exhausting yourself, just pushing yourself through the burn, through the pain, all that stuff. But in these early sets, let's find the spots that are good, and let's make sure that we are getting good deep contractions and memorizing, or at least for today, feeling and knowing where that is going to be. I want you to look for probably two spots. I want you to find two. And I want you to tell me when, okay, this is the first one. And then find another one. This is the second one. And if you find a third, that's fine too. And we'll see if they're different on the way up and on the way down. See where the best growth potential is, where the best flex is, where the best contraction is. Let's find it. Let's look for at least two. And how many pulses should you do? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They shouldn't be quick though, especially in the early sets. In the later sets, as these flexes get more and more tired and you get closer to your limit, it's okay to maybe speed them up a little bit. So as you fatigue, you can allow yourself some leeway with the speed. But for the first couple sets, let's be super disciplined, super controlled, and super seeking. Let's look and feel for what we want. What we want is chest activation, chest stimulation, chest overload, right? We don't have to use big weights to fatigue that muscle to a point where it needs to grow. We just have to teach it that we have to just stimulate it and show it that we want more from it. And so you're looking for the places that feels the hottest, feels the best. I'll try to speak up a little bit for you. I got used to the mic picking up everything. All right, so go down, relax. Now, we want quality here. So find a spot and tell me where it feels really good. Okay, now flex through and then gently let off. Stop, flex through, gently let off. Nice, now flex through. Let's get one more right there probably, and then look for another. See, that's worth doing right there. That's good hard work. Where's another spot? Okay. Ease through. So on that one we just finished, and I know you might not have been exhausted. You thought I said put it down, but we only did half of one rep. We did the way up. And I want to do the way up, the way down, the way up, and the way down again. Or even more than that. Okay. Right. So you want to find the spot. It's going to give you growth. Feel your way up through it. Try right there. You feel nothing right there?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, take it down a little bit. Back up. Not so quickly. Smooth, flex into it. Back down. You want it higher. You're seeking it higher. Go ahead.
It feels good here.
All right. Flex through it. Maybe one more time. Stop, and then don't jerk, just flex. That was nice. How about right there? How about another pulse? I keep saying pulse. I don't know if I should say that. Another couple flexes right in this part of the motion, in this range. Good. Now maybe one more, maybe a third position, maybe not. Maybe it's time to come down. All right, find that spot again. Flex through. That's it. Work with it. You can speed up at the end a little bit. Keep pushing. Right where it's getting the work done for you. It's getting the stimulation. Good, rest.
I felt like I could keep going, but my arms felt like they're getting numb.
Okay, that's probably a good reason to stop. This is even though we're not doing many reps,
Oh, I can feel it.
this is certainly a volume style of training. It's getting back towards something that people call time under tension, and the super slow reps that we do, that kind of thing. Only what we're focused on is the part of the motion, the range. That's the most satisfying. You can just feel that it's helping you, that it's working, that you're pushing yourself, and you don't spend time in the ranges that aren't as good for you. You know, the hard parts, and the parts where you really feel the work being done. That's where we want to be. We want to spend most of our set there. If it's a 1 inch motion, that's fine. We go back and forth over that 1 inch. That's the inch that's most productive in the whole range. We can, a decent way to do this, if you were worried about full range of motion exercises, is to do one set like this and then one set normal, where you do full range of motion and you work through the whole thing. This is about spending the time in the time under tension formula in a specific place. Spending not just time under tension anywhere, but in the best places, the hottest spots, the most, I like that word, satisfying. The most satisfying contractions that you can find in this range of motion, and spend time there. I like to find two, but maybe you just want one. Maybe you have one spot that is like, this is the best. I love it here. This feels great. This is hard. This is good. This is the essence of being in the gym, flexing the muscles, sweating, working.
I can feel it working.
Yeah, that's
Definitely feel it.
that's all we need. So I put a lot of qualifiers on it, but in the end, you have to just feel your way to it. And I like 2 or 3. You may just like 1. Let's get a couple reps in here where you just find by instinct, and you stay with the work by instinct to get that chest stimulated so it will grow. Okay. Flex into it. Good. There you go. We're not in a hurry to do anything except continue to feel the work. We're not in a hurry to get anything done. We just want to feel that stimulation. We want to be in the contraction. We don't want to get done with the contraction. We just want to love what we're doing. The quality of the work that's being done. You do the same thing on the way down. Keep working. This definitely requires a bunch of endurance, workout conditioning. Find a spot. Nice. I'm going to try to go through this for another rep. Now, just one. Okay. Then get everything you can out of this before you set those down. Make sure that you're done growing in this set. Okay, good. So it's not necessary to do multiple reps. What's necessary is to find the spot that's the best spot and to bleed it dry of benefit. Just to suck the marrow out of that position on that exercise. Believe me, the body's not counting reps. The muscles aren't going to give you a reward if you make X number of reps. They'll give you a reward and they will adapt if you strain them, if you work them, if you make them, if you create a huge demand for them. And that's all it needs to be done. You can count reps, you can not count reps. Doesn't matter in the end for muscle growth. What matters for muscle growth is, did it get stimulated? Did you ask it to do something difficult? What we're doing here is just trying to find the most efficient place to do that in any part of a repetition. Where's the best growth promoting? Most people work the hardest somewhere around their sticking point, because they're doing reps and they're getting through, and then they start to get tired, and where it gets really hard for them to do is once the fatigue sets in at that sticking point. We're trying to find that same kind of effort that most people get in a normal set at the end of the set when they get to the sticking point, and that's the part of the range in the part of the rep that gives them the most benefit, right? They have to push through that one. They're not pushing through the other parts of but when they get to that sticking rep, or that sticking point in that one rep where they're fatigued, they know they're getting a lot of benefit.
Right.
We're trying to do that right out of the gate.
I can definitely feel it.
We're trying to be right there with the effort level that's the same as the sticking point.
Definitely. It feels like it's taking longer to recover.
Take your time. Yeah, take your time. This typically will afford potentially 3 sets. On a really good day, maybe 4. You can't keep going this high quality forever. There's a limit. So find your spot. And then you spend some quality time with that spot. You and the weight and your spot and your muscle, spend some quality time there. This is where you want to be. This is where you're going to grow. You can feel what's going on. You got to feel your effort. You got to feel your muscle getting taxed. Good. Your control is very good. Now just try to last. See how long you can keep this up. How much time can you spend? Not how many reps you can get. Not how many pulses you can do, but how much time can you spend where it's working to make you better, to make you stronger, to make you tougher, to make that muscle grow. Spend some time in there. You're allowed to speed up as you fatigue. You're allowed to pump a couple at the end, even if you want to. Okay, good. Nice. So, what is it feeling like to you? Obviously, it's high effort.
It burns a lot.
There's a lot of burning. Okay. Yeah, this definitely produces a lot of lactate. And that's not our goal necessarily, but it's a sign that we've burned a lot of glycogen out. We're working the muscle to a degree that we're creating a lot of that lactic acid. Are you getting the sense of deep contraction? Because I can create a burn by just going through the motions and just not quitting.
Right.
I can get a good burn
Different
that
type.
way. Okay. So we want a different quality to this burn. We want this burn to be more directed.
Okay.
It's directed at the part of the muscle and the part of the range that's our sweet spot, our hot spot, the bestest of the best. So we definitely want that burn, but we want to seek it not by just sheer volume, but by quality plus volume. Quality first, really. The volume, we don't want to get caught up in how long we do the contraction or how many we do. We want to create a good volume, a good amount of quality contractions. And this is something that you can't really see from the outside too well. But when you do it, you can feel what it's doing for you. A good thing to ask yourself is, what would you have to do with regular sets and reps to get that same feel? Like how many sets and reps and with what weight would you have to have done to feel like you do right now? And they're not commensurate. This is more on target, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Well, it should be. That's what we're hoping for. We're hoping that your answer would have been something like, I would have had done a lot of sets and a lot of reps to get to this point of stimulation.
Exactly right. Yeah.
So we're trying to get to that stimulation right out of the gate, right off the bat. And that means we spend more of our time in the gym, more of our time in this exercise, more of our time in any rep doing something productive. So bring your workout home now. Whatever growth you're going to get this is the chance. Don't leave anything on the table. You're going to get the growth that you get from this, and that's it. That's all we're doing. There's not another exercise or two more exercises or other stuff to do. You have to get everything that you need to get right here, right now, and this is your last chance to do so. So if at any point in this workout yet you haven't pushed yourself as hard as you had wanted to or had planned on, you need to make up for that right here, right now. This is it. This is all you have left. This is your chance to grow from today's work. So highest quality, highest concentration. You're going to push yourself, not for more, but for better. You just want to get better. It's not enough to just survive the fatigue. We have to push so that we get improvement. That's it. Look for improvement. It's good control. You're not jerking the weight out or anything. You're flexing. Make an even smaller motion, right where you are, same spot, but just a really tiny one. Just like an inch of the goodness, of the sweet spot, the hot spot, just an inch of it. And get a bunch of those inches. It's okay to fatigue. It's all right. We want fatigue. All right. Take yourself to your limit. Come on. Take yourself to your own limit. You decide when you say, I've had enough. Have you? Have you had enough? You want a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more. Is that enough? Maybe not. Let's check. Let's make sure. Before you put these dumbbells down, you have to make sure that you got enough to grow. Are you satisfied with what you've done? Is that enough? Are you sure? Flex it, feel it. You know. If you're leaving something behind, don't do it. Don't leave anything back. It's all right to get fatigued. Let me see if you can pump 2. All the way, go, pump. 1, 2, good. Good finish. All right, sit there. So what we did today was we tried to facilitate a way of doing our dumbbell flies such that we spent the most time in the part of the range of the motion that we felt was the most productive for growth. Not necessarily for strength, but for growth, for stimulation. You can use different things to decide for yourself. Fatigue is one, how difficult it is, but the one that I look for when I do this is the quality, the density of the contraction. How deep into the muscle, how much of the muscle am I getting contracted? And that's where I like to spend my time. I feel that is very, very beneficial for me to spend time doing that. So that's what we did. We selectively picked some parts of the motion that were the best parts. And you could do this by doing partial reps, and there's other ways to go about this. But I like the continuation of this. It goes all the way up and it goes all the way down. And so you're not breaking up the exercise into little segments, but you are spending more time in the segments that are most valuable. So I think this is a very good way to train, to grow, because I think that it's been my experience that this is a little easier to recover from than just straight overload training. There's no wasted time here. Everything that we're doing is getting us somewhere, and so we don't have to do as much. We do less training, but we do a better, higher quality of training. And I definitely think that's easier to recover from. That means you'll be back in the gym to do this again sooner than if we had done something else. And you can see how that works out for you, because recovery is a big issue, and it should be considered in your training. So that's what we are up to today. I hope you can find a place for some of this or something like it and adapt it to your own training. And thanks for watching.